Okay, hello and welcome to my Facebook Live today. It is Wednesday the 15th of April and I'm Mel from Inspired Crafts. I've got something slightly different today for you. It's called a one sheet wonder, and I was having a play with this yesterday. It's a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, sheet of designer series paper, and by putting it with card blanks, I made 10 cards. Now they're quite straightforward and simple, but they're all using the same piece of paper, and this is what I had left. So, you know, that could even be used inside one of them. So I thought, well, I will do some more today and show you how to get 10 cards out of one sheet of designer series paper. I will have to do some cutting because I've got some bases, some layers that I need to do slightly different. I'm going to use this from the I can never pronounce this, Kintsugi Inspirations. That's really nice paper. There are some with more patterns on, but I thought I'd use this one because it's got a bit of various colours and it's got a nice easy pattern on the back. This is a 12 by 12 sheet that I've just drawn the dimensions on, how I've cut it. So it's really straightforward. Obviously then one's been left like this and some's been cut, just varying degrees of, but that is the main division of the 12 by 12. Obviously if you are cutting something that is directional, then do take that into account. I'm going to pop that just the other side of the camera so that I can still see it, and I'm going to bring in my trimmer. So the easiest way to do this, first of all, is to cut all the pieces. So the first cut I'm going to do, it should be up the right way, yep, is at 3 3/4 of an inch, and then I'm going to turn it and cut at 5 1/2, and then another one at 5 1/2, and this is the scrap piece, which you can obviously keep something else. Pop those out of the way. The next cut is at 3 1/2 inches all the way down, and then this piece is going to be cut into 3 equal pieces of 4 inches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and this piece that you're left with is 4 3/4 inches at the top, and these are going to be cut then into 3 inch sections, so you'll end up with 4 this size. Okay, so that's the main cutting. Right, I've already cut my bases, so I've got 6 in Misty Moonlight in the portrait style, and then I've got 4 in Cloud Cover in the landscape. So those can stay there for a minute. I have cut some matte layers, some cardstock layers in Petal Pink and Cloud Cover. I will need to cut some bits down, and I will need to cut a couple of others just for the different size card layers. So I'm going to just pop those ones out the way for a minute, and we'll work on the portrait cards. So as you can see, they're all very easy. Some of the designer series paper, the pattern paper is cut, some of it isn't. I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to take my Misty Moonlight base. See, they will all have white layers inside. And then I want one of these two. It doesn't matter which one. Go with that one. And I'm going to put behind that a Cloud Cover layer. Now, I don't know if you can see, but it's only a tiny edge around on that one. I'm cutting it at 3 7/8 of an inch by 5 5/8 of an inch. So it's only an 1/8 of an inch smaller than the card base for this one. Let's pop that out the way and find some glue. Now you might have to bear with me with the glue, because I am trying to trying to use up all the bits of glue that I've got. I've got so many bottles with little bits in. Okay, so that's just going to pop on. Move it around a little bit before it gets stuck down, just to give it that edge. And then I was looking at what ribbon I could add with this one, and there aren't many in my stash, but this is a nice gold one, so I thought it would go quite nicely with the gold on the paper. And I'm going to cut it first of all, I think, because it's just going to go be going across like that. And I want a glue dot on one edge, and another glue dot just holding it in place there as That's a bit wonky. I can move that down a little bit. Okay, so this is now just going to get stuck on. Again, just a small edge all the way round. And then this is a bit of a cheat way of doing a bow. Just popping a bit of ribbon through. And tying it. Like so. Then you can trim your ends. Okay, so I haven't done any of my stamping yet. What I'm going to do is leave the stamping for now. I'm going to build up all of the cards, or at least place all the cards where I need them. And then I'm going to add some of the stamping. Okay, so the next one with that piece, or rather the next two with that piece, are like this. Just pop that one out the way. And all I'm going to do with this one is line it up in the groove on my trimmer, corner to corner, and cut it in half. Now again, these are again the very small border, so I should just need cut that one down, and might even use a bit of the pink on one of the others. We'll get the contrast then of the two colours against Misty Moonlight. So they've both got pink on, as well as the cloud cover, so they can go like that. And it'll end up looking like that. So they do look very different at the moment. Misty Moonlight ink, because I want to stamp on here rather than on a die cut, I'm going to stamp these now. Just take those bits off. I really don't have enough room on this desk. I want my mat. Let's just pop those up there out the way. Give myself a bit of room. Okay. And these ones I've both stamped with thank you. So I've used it out of this Fabulous Sayings. Okay, so I've got my thank you, and I'm going to stamp both in the in Misty Moonlight. just got to think where I'm putting the paper so that I can stamp. And then that one's going that way. Okay. Just clean that off. Okay, now you can add ribbon or not. I mean, this one I've added it and this one I haven't, just really to show the different effects. If you're going to add ribbon, the easiest way to do it is by dotting some glue dots onto the card. I shall just place this piece on, and then pop a glue dot close to the bottom and as close to the top as you can get it, and then I would do just a couple like so. And I'm just going to place this along. It's not going over the designer series paper. It's running alongside it. I have left just about enough up there, but then you can turn it over and again add a glue dot right at the top and another one at the bottom, and then just fold the ribbon over. Seems to have a mark on that bit there. It might be the glue dot actually, but then that can go straight on. Pop a bit. Again, it's only a very, very thin border. So there's that one. There's a glue dot on there. It's just stuck to something. Get rid of that. Okay, so again, I'm gonna add some ribbon on this one as well, I think, just because I think it does make it look just a little bit more pretty. Okay, so one at the top. 2, 3, 4. Just running it down. Okay. Then we want one on there. Ooh, one on there. folding them over. Now obviously this bit I don't want poking out, so I'm just going to trim that. And I want this one just slightly over. So again, there's a little bit there poking out that can be trimmed off. We'll run the glue around. So you can put embellishments on as well, which I haven't done on my other ones yet, but you know, you can add a bit more sparkle. You could emboss the folders, so either use embossing folders and emboss the layers. I did look at doing that on these, but I was a bit like, oh, I don't know, I think they might be a bit busy. So okay, so that's 3. And yes, I know I've got to do that bit. Right, let's move this out the way. So these ones are all with the 3.5 by 4 inch, and again they've got some stamping on, so these are cut to the normal, my normal layers. So the card base is 8 by 5 3/4 scored at 4, and then the first layer is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and then the DSP is 3.5 by 4. Okay, so we have, I'm going to do some in, I'm going to just do it a bit of a mix. I'm going to stick with Misty Moonlight because it's a nice dark blue, and see, it then stands out. Oh, I need the happy birthday. And fabulous friend. And some blocks. Oops. Okay, so there's that one. And that one. Can't see very well with this ink. I don't know whether that's got, seems to have a patch where it's not picking up very well. Don't know. Right, I want one with happy birthday. I'm just making sure I line it up. Okay, so there's one with happy birthday. The fabulous friends one I will do in a moment once I've cut that. So let's pop that one in there. And I didn't get the sending love out. Do that over here so that I can see that I've got ink on there. Okay, so pop those out the way for a moment. that on there. I do need to bring in my pieces. And decide. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it that way. So this one again is just popping it corner to corner in the brown track, and then you can cut them really easily. And again this one. Okay, so this one is going to be stuck down. This glue's brilliant for being able to just give you that little bit of wriggle room. I want some ribbon, and I am going to put it over the top of this one just so it's half and half. Just pop it on the back with a glue dot. Okay. So while I'm doing this, I may as well try and talk. I can't often talk and stamp and do things at once. It gets a bit challenging when you're concentrating. But at the moment, for the next 3 days, there's double rewards on orders. So that's really good. Any order over £20 will earn 20% of rewards back instead of the 10%. So it is really worth stocking up on on any of your sort of staples, even if you don't need any stamp sets and that. It's a good amount of money back for on cardstock, glues, whatever, and then you can use those towards your towards any new products when the new catalogue arrives. Okay, so that's that one. This one, I'm going to glue a piece on first of all. Then I'm going to stamp. In there. And glue this one on. See, now we've got the Paper Pumpkin subscription as well in the UK and Europe, so that's really good. And for at the moment, because of the double awards, you can I know that's not in the middle, but it's fine. I might well put some gold dots or something on there anyway. Okay, so just going to glue this one on. Okay, and then this one is just a bit of glue. And just a small gap. Now, what I didn't do, what I did on here was I actually put the two pieces together and cut them diagonally so that I could use a top and a bottom. But actually with this paper I do like it like that rather than the other side of it. So I'm going to just stick with it like this. See, that's talking and not concentrating, but there we go, it's fine. Okay, so that's 3 more. Now we've got our landscape ones, and they're all slightly different. This one I've got 1/4 of an inch in and then another 1/4 of an inch in. This one is obviously only the 1/8 of the inch and then 1/4 of an inch difference. This one's been chopped up, some's been put on with dimensionals, some's just been glued flat to give it, I don't know if you can see that, gives it slightly elevated, and then this one again's been cut in half. So I've got my bases, I've got my designer series paper. Now these are all going to be pink on here because I don't want the Misty Moonlight would be too dark for what the image I've got in my head, I think. Okay, so this one is just going to go like so, and I'm just eyeballing it really to make sure that it's roughly an equal distance all the way round. And I want a scrap of pink. Now I'm gonna I am going to use Misty Moonlight still rather than getting the cloud cover, because I just think it needs a darker colour. Okay, so that's there. Trim this. Ooh, got a little fly. Trim it about there, and about there. Then this one I'm just going to do a little cut into the middle. Corner to corner. Find some dimensionals. And pop that. So I'm lining that up with the edge of the pink layer. Okay, so that's that one. You can obviously add, I did cut out, I've cut out all sorts of bits from the other designer series paper, which I, might add on to some of them. I don't know yet. Okay, so the next one is being cut like so. It doesn't matter which way. I want it this way. And just glue this one down. No, I think I'm getting very near the bottom of that glue now. Right. I did have some other, what was the other? So Friendly Foliage, I've used the Thinking of You and the Get Well stamps. Just because I wanted something slightly different. Goes just like that. And that one can be glued like so. Okay, we'll leave that one for a moment. We'll do this one. So got these bits left. I think I'm going to use this one for here. So I've stuck the actual DSP onto the layer. I had cut a piece off and turned it over, but I'm sticking with it like this. And then I'm going to put some ribbon I can hear my dog on the move, so he might start whining in a minute. So I want... Oh, the glue dots have disappeared. Make sure I'm doing it. I'm not doing this up the right way. They need to be down this end. Okay. So these one sheet wonders are, I think they're really great for just making some really simple, quick cards that you can easily gift to somebody. I'm in the middle of actually making a box, so that will be one of my... I will probably just do that as a YouTube video, the box for them. So if you subscribe to my YouTube, then you'll automatically see it. If you don't, then I would be really, really chuffed if, to get more subscribers. Right, let's pop that like that. And again, so this one I've got a white piece that needs... or on there I've got a white piece. I'm not going to do it in white, I don't think, on here, but I will need to do a die cut for that and that one, and I will come back to those. Okay, so the 10th and final card out of the same pack is this one. So again, I've got my petal pink layer. That can go on ready. And I shall bring in my trimmer again. You can cut these in however you want, really. I've just sort of, I think I cut like an inch. Just want to keep them in the right order so that they go back inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to just, I don't know, cut it slightly different. It's not all going to be the same. I want an... It's just cut into the 6 pieces. Could cut it into 5. Keeping them in order, I'm going to start with the first one being stuck down, and again you've got this bigger border. Then the next piece I'm going to put on with dimensionals. And I'm just going to roughly line it up as much as I can. I'm hoping this glue will last while I don't think it will. Anyway, then that one is going to go flat. And then this next piece will be on dimensionals. And then a flat piece. And then the last one, again onto dimensionals. Okay, so what I need now is I'm going to put this one as a get well. I'm just going to stick with the same little same sentiments. Okay, and these are all these are just scraps of cardstock from cutting the bases down. I'm probably a bit sad really, because I keep all of these strips like this and the white ones in order to be able to do sentiments. Right, so because this is going to go on here and it's raised on this one, it needs a dimensional on this far side, and then just a bit of glue on the other one, and then you can pop it up against there, so you can pop it wherever you'd like really on that. Okay, so now we need a just because and a hello for these, and I'm going to use and then the hello is out of this Fabulous Sayings. It's a really good stamp set. I don't know whether it's still available. I think it was the product of the month, one of the months. Right, so I'm gonna smudge that somehow. Just got something on, turn it over. Okay, and I'm just cutting it out with a Stylish Shape stitched die. Bear with me. Okay, so that's for that one. And I don't think I haven't got just because out. Was I putting just because on this one? Yeah, just because. Now, I could do it as a white, but I'm actually thinking I'm going to use this. See, another strip from my cutting my layers down. I'm going to pop it in the middle, and then I shall just quickly run this one through the die cut machine. Try and get it lined up. Okay. Again, this is from the Stylish Shapes. And then I shall pop this one on dimensionals. You can add it to the top, add it to the bottom, add it wherever you like really. It's going to hold down a bit of the ribbon. Move the ink out the way. And that is 10 cards from one 12 by 12 sheet of designer series paper. So just imagine how many cards you can make. I could make millions. I've got so much designer series paper that it's always good to be able to have a sort of a run to of a really simple layout that you can make a number of cards with very quickly. So thank you for joining me anyway today, and all of that will go on to my blog along with the video later on, hopefully today, if my Clipchamp is working properly, but over the next couple of days anyway, it'll all go on along with the cutting guide as well. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.